Hello everybody and welcome to the United Stand. This is your latest Manchester United news ahead of a massive game that fills me with so much excitement. I'm so excited, I just can't hide it. I'm about to lose control, but I think I like it. It's the Manchester United versus VILLAREAL Europa League final preview, and I'm sure, like many, you're absolutely ecstatic with excitement as I am. I'm thinking back actually. I even had my cup final haircut, but I was thinking back to the Ajax win with Mourinho 4 years ago, and I remember winning it, and I remember doing the watch along and saying that enjoy this moment because they don't come around very often. And I have that buzz for this. Look, it's not the Premier League and it's not the Champions League. I get that. But we've never been anywhere near those since Sir Alex Ferguson retired. So we should enjoy this as a stepping stone. Maguire, Solskjaer, the fans, they all say this is not where we want to be. But it doesn't mean we can't enjoy Wednesday night. And we must win on Wednesday night. And if we do win, we must enjoy it because it's got a special feel already. I'm really excited about it. So we're going to be talking about how we should line up, the pitfalls, the ways we can win, and a lot more. But obviously we're going to start off with some team news. There's some about Harry Maguire as well. But yeah, do not underestimate how exciting this is. It's not the Nou Camp in 99. It's not Moscow in 08. But it is 4 years ago again. And that was a great evening. And I really enjoyed it. And I really want to enjoy this Wednesday evening as well with a win for Manchester United. Because a win's what it's all about. And remember, Emery with Sevilla, very good record with the Europa League. Emery is the manager of Villarreal. And they are the Yellow Submarine. And we've got to sink it. Just imagine the Beatles in there singing Yellow Submarine, Scousers. Sink it. That's what we need to do. Sink that submarine on Wednesday. And I think there are a few things. Look, first of all, that's the team I would pick. The bit of a spoiler alert, I've been saying this for a week now. I think Paul Pogba has to start in the midfield. If you go with McTominay and Fred, you probably lose the ball. Because Villarreal, they like to pass out from the back. They're a Spanish side. They're technically good on the ball. They'll back themselves to control that ball and control the game. Do we want to be dismissive or reactive, or do we want to be positive and progressive? And I think getting Paul Pogba into that midfield is so important. You think about the game against Wolves, right? We controlled the ball in that game. That is how we need to play against a team like Spain. You're not going to go and beat them 4-0. That's not going to happen. Look at Sevilla in the semi-final last year. 2-1. We had the chances to win the game. We made defensive mistakes and we lost 2-1. Against Villarreal, we are not going to batter them. They're not going to be that naive. It's all about having the ball, and you've got to be patient with the ball. And you need Paul Pogba in the midfield to have that patience and authority to say, give me the ball and rotate the ball. McTominay and Fred, if Ollie said to McTominay and Fred, get hold of the ball and just run the game from midfield, they'd be like, what? Get the ball and run with it. That's what they would do because they're not that sort of player. You think about Rashford and Greenwood as well. They've got to be very intelligent with the ball as well. It's about patience because I think when you look at the game against Wolves with people like Donny van der Beek, Juan Mata, Nemanja Matic, Diallo, all people who are comfortable on the ball, and we kept hold of the ball. You think about someone like Marcus Rashford, Mason Greenwood, Scott McTominay, Fred. When they've got the ball, do they strike you as the sort of person that relaxes and just keeps hold of the ball? Mason Greenwood and Marcus Rashford are forwards. They want to make things happen, and McTominay and Fred can't keep hold of the ball. We've got to keep hold of the ball really well, and I think that's why Paul Pogba's got to play in that midfield. I mean, look, if I thought Matic could give us 80 minutes, I'd play Matic, but I think he's going to have to go Fred and Pogba. So Pogba is absolutely essential in this game. Also, I saw something this morning, I think it was in ESPN, saying that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's got a dilemma ahead of the game on Wednesday night in relation to the goalkeeping situation. I tell you what, if Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's got a dilemma on Wednesday night, then maybe Manchester United manager is not for Ole. I don't think he's got a dilemma at all. I think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer knows exactly who he needs to pick on Wednesday night. And if he doesn't pick him, then there will be huge question marks about Ole's integrity. And that's a horrible thing to say for a manager that I back, support and think is the right man. But there is no choice to be made. I like Dean Henderson. I think everyone likes Dean Henderson. But there is no case for him to play this final. There literally isn't any. It's not even close. I was thinking about it before I went live. There is no case to answer. David De Gea is the better, more experienced goalkeeper in a game where you need to win your first trophy as a Man United manager. You go with De Gea. But then if you even want to look at form, Dean Henderson against Liverpool, awful. David De Gea against Roma, world class. Dean Henderson against Wolves yesterday, nothing to do. David De Gea against Fulham, fantastic. You got to go with the form, the experience, the leadership. It's got to be David De Gea. It's not even a debate point. But I think the sad thing is we know what the English media is like. I think what this is about the Euros. I think this is about they want Henderson in goal for the Euros because they don't rate Pickford. Because it's always the same people. It's always the English media. It's ridiculous. It's been ridiculous for 3 months. This constant debate about the goalkeeping situation where anybody with a brain knows that for this, and I'm not saying De Gea won't be sold in the summer, who knows what's going to happen there, but in relation to this final, it is absolutely nailed on. It would be like, it's almost as bad as if Martial was fit, do you pick Martial or Cavani? You pick Cavani. If Henderson and De Gea are fit, you pick De Gea. It's on form, it's on ability, it's on experience. It's as simple as that. But the media want to build it into something else. I tell you what the media need to put in their pipe and smoke. Tuanzebe or Bay if Maguire's fit, not fit. That's the question. Pogba in the midfield instead of McFred. That's the question. But they want to create an issue about Henderson or De Gea. Like, no, I don't know any United fan, and there's probably a couple in the live comments. I don't know any United fan who genuinely thinks this is a debate. De Gea or Henderson for the final. I don't think anyone thinks it's a debate. I think everyone thinks it's De Gea. But the media want to turn it into a debate, and they've been doing it for 3 months, and I just say, just don't let them. Don't let them. Why aren't they talking about Tuanzebe for the final? Young English centre-back. Why are they not talking about him going to the Euros? Like, I'm serious. People, I'm saying it with a straight face. Tuanzebe offers something that most English centre-backs don't offer. Have England got a quick centre-back? No. Why would you not be thinking about Tuanzebe? Has Tuanzebe lost his English passport or something? Like, I don't get it. I don't get why the media are not demanding Tuanzebe plays if Maguire's fit. I don't get why the media are not saying, why not take Tuanzebe to the Euros? Now, people might say that's ridiculous, but tell me a quick centre-back that England have got. They haven't got one. But there's no discussion about Tuanzebe at all. It's this constant, ridiculous thing about Henderson and De Gea, which is ridiculous. When we bought Matic at 29, we knew 4 years would need to buy another CDM. If we bought a younger one then, we wouldn't have this situation, says Aryan. And also, in fairness to Bay, he did have COVID back in April. I remember how long it took Pogba to return, says Southpaw Love Sports. Look, I think that Tomori's a good shout. Tomori is a good shout. You're right. I do like Tomori. And I would take Tomori, but I don't think he's going to go. Joe Gomez isn't fit. So I don't know why people are talking about Joe Gomez, but it's not an England show. But I'm saying, like, Tuanzebe offers something that nobody else does. And why is Tomori? I don't know about Tomori. Is he being considered or not? But anyway, look, I've got Harry Maguire in there. Now, I'm going to just stick with what I felt. And I know I'm in the minority here, and I don't know what everyone else thinks. Look, we're doing a Europa League preview. Make sure you smash a like on the video. I'm very excited. I don't normally do it 2 days before, but I'm very excited. We've got the presser tomorrow. I'm so excited about this. I'm buzzing. I'm buzzing like a bee, like a Manchester bee. I'm buzzing, and I can't wait. But I'm going to stick with I'm going to stick my neck out here and say that I think Maguire's going to play. I know it's unlikely. But I've just got a funny feeling Maguire might play. I don't think he should play, but I'm in the Maguire club here. Welcome to Aidan Sheen, the latest member, Nightstand Members Club. Come on, Villa. We need a Goldbridge meltdown. Come on, VILLAREAL, says Amy Assey. All right. Arsenal fans trying to be relevant, supporting VILLAREAL. You sacked that manager, Zane. You sacked him. But what I wanted to say is that I think that with the centre-back situation, Sky have literally come out in the last half an hour saying that Maguire has said that he'll be fit for the Euros. Well, the Euros is still 2-3 weeks away. Tomori is signing for Milan permanently, 29 million, says Martin B. I like Tomori. I do like Tomori. Welcome to Arthur TV. He says Tuanzebe is good enough for us not to need to prioritise a centre-back. Him and Maguire are good enough. Sancho right wing and Basima Rice CDM. Well, Arthur, I mean, that's maybe something we'll talk about in the summer, but I think United do need a top-quality centre-back. But I think the neglect of Tuanzebe by the media and sometimes by Ollie has been puzzling, I must admit, because he offers us something that none of our centre-backs can offer. But good evening. It is Emery. So I think Maguire will be back for the Euros. But will he be back for Wednesday night? 48 hours, will Mark Maguire play? Now, everyone's going to say you're an idiot. You're an idiot. There's no way that Maguire's playing this game. But I don't trust Ollie to actually not pick Harry Maguire if Harry Maguire says he's fit. So I still think there's a slim chance that Harry Maguire will play. As ridiculous as it sounds, I still think that there is. But if he doesn't play, Tuanzebe. For me, this is I don't think he will. I don't think he will. I think he will go with Eric Bailly and he'll go with the experience. I agree, Eric Bailly doesn't look right. I've always been a big fan of Eric Bailly, apart from his injury record. But I think that he will go with Bailly. But I would go with Tuanzebe. What's the point in putting Tuanzebe left-sided centre-back in the last 2 games and then not picking him? So I would go with Tuanzebe. I think it's the big conversation ahead of this final. But look, we'll see what happens. But I would go with Tuanzebe over Eric Bailly because I think form is really important. And if De Gea wasn't playing well and Henderson was playing well, I would say Henderson. But that's why I'm going to go with Tuanzebe, because I think that, yeah, experience is important, but I would go with Tuanzebe. I remember Eric Bailly has won did Eric Bailly play in the Europa League final, or was he injured? I know Luke Shaw was injured, Zlatan was injured. I think Eric Bailly was injured in the final as well, wasn't he? Was it Blind and Smalling as our centre-backs in the final of the Europa League against Ajax? Yeah, Bailly was injured, wasn't he? Mark, opinions on Ricky's fan cam? I haven't watched it, BFG. Haven't watched it. Don't intend to watch it because I've heard all the comments and I don't agree with it. Yeah, Eric Bailly was on crutches. I remember 3 of them were on crutches. So yeah, I remember that now. But yeah, I would go with Bailly. I would go with Tuanzebe and Lindelof, and then the team picks itself. Then Pogba's got to play in the midfield. De Gea goes in, and the thing I like about that team as well is that if Maguire's not playing, you've got a lack of experience in your centre backs. So you put De Gea in goal, leader. You put Pogba in the midfield with Fred, leader. You've got Bruno, leader, and Cavani, leader. You've got a strong spine there. If you play Scott McTominay and Fred, and you play Bailly and Lindelof, and you play Henderson, there's no spine. You know, you've got to get that spine going. Mark, if I was the manager, I would sell Hendo this summer, not because I don't rate him, but to stop the media from creating a divide in the team. And I think the media does create a divide, Sachin, and I think you're absolutely correct on that. But let's just take a moment to talk about Villarreal, because I think for many people, this Villarreal game is like, what are we going to get? What are we going to get? And I think that what you need to know about Villarreal is they finished 7th this season. They've drawn a lot of games, Villarreal. If you look at their win rate, I don't think it was far off Sevilla, who came in 4th. But I will not play McFred and Lindelof in the final, says Magic Lipsky. Okay, but yeah, they finished 7th and they were 20 points off 4th place. But they drew a lot of games. I think they came 4th for goals scored, so they do score goals. But I would describe Emery, and it fits in perfectly with Villarreal. Emery, in my opinion, is that they draw a lot of games. He's a conservative manager. We saw this as Arsenal manager. He's a good manager, but I think his teams are quite conservative. If you think back to the first leg against Arsenal, I think they were 2-0 up. And Arsenal looked all over the place. And he brought on a midfielder and took a forward off. And it invited Arsenal back in 2-1. Ultimately, that wasn't enough for Arsenal in the second leg. But I think he's a conservative manager. And therefore, the game is, for 90 minutes, that game's open. Because if they score first or they get the second goal, he won't go for the kill. I think he'll sit back a bit. So United are always going to be in this game. He's a conservative coach, but they're very, very well drilled. And they do like to pass out from the back, and they are well organised. And they're a Spanish side. So what we know is they're going to be well organised, they're going to be possession-based, and they're going to be conservative if they get a lead. These things are all good for United, but we've got to get the ball. I know it sounds ridiculous for a game of football, but we've got to get hold of the ball. And to get hold of the ball in a European final, you've got to have hold of the midfield. And that is why Paul Pogba is so important. I mean, I think when you look at Villarreal, obviously Pau Torres is going to be very interesting. Probably the first time I'm really going to be watching him this season because he's playing my team. And Chukwueze, I think, on the right wing up against Luke Shaw. I'd fancy Luke Shaw anyway, but he might not be fit. He might be fit, so he's another one. Capoue we know about. I think they've got that Alcazar, Marino. They can both score goals. So look, Villarreal are going to be a good side. It's ridiculously interesting that this is the 3rd Spanish side we've played in the Europa League this year, after Granada and Sociedad. But they are the best. They are the best. I mean, I thought Sociedad were a little bit important, but they are the best side, Villarreal. And that connection with Europa League wins with Sevilla and Emery is going to be very interesting. Which way this game goes, I've always felt we would win it, and I'm going to go with a United 2-1 win. But that 2-1 win straight away shows you this is going to be tight. I don't think it's going to be easy street with 20 minutes to go, get the cigars out. I think it's going to be tight. I think it's going to be tense. I'm excited at the moment, and it feels like something special is about to happen. Not that we're going to win, but it just feels like this is a special game. It's a final. It's Ollie's chance to win a trophy. It's Man United's first chance to win a trophy in 4 years, is it? Was it 4 years since we've last won a trophy? Which sounds ridiculous, but we have got that opportunity on Wednesday. I'm very excited about it, and I think we will win, and I am going to go with a 2-1 win, but I understand those fans who are a little bit nervous about it as well. Any chance of Donny starting on Wednesday, says Mikael Roach? I don't think there's a chance at all, but there's a chance that Donny could come into the team. Mark, I see Donny in the mould of Carrick, not a high-tempo CDM, but an intercepting breaker of play. We could win with possession with him and Pogba, says Mark Dobby. And Greenwood off the bench for me. I think McTominay is a must to start, says James R. Look, I'm not going to lie. If you said to me, you know, do you want to bet 100 quid that he's going to pick that team? I'd say, no, I think he will start McFred. But I've said it for a week now, and I'm going to say it again today. I personally think that this game, if you play Paul Pogba in it, we'll win it. And Pogba will start, but you start Pogba in the midfield. And also, if you start Pogba on the attack, I don't think we're going to have hold of the ball enough. So if you've got Pogba... And look, Pogba and Bruno in the final 4 positions have been very successful. But if you've not got the ball, they're not going to be successful. And I think that Pogba's got to play in the midfield. Spanish teams are not going to be... Pogba can play against these teams. Pogba can play with Fred. And I'm 100% sure that that can work. But I also think that, you know, if you play Pogba on the left, where Rashford is, then you're going to move Rashford to the right and you're going to drop Mason Greenwood. I think Mason Greenwood's a better player than Marcus Rashford on the right. And Marcus Rashford's a better player than Mason Greenwood on the left. So play Rashford on the left and Mason Greenwood on the right and get Pogba in the midfield. I think it's so important that we do that. But no, I agree. I think there's a very, very big chance that he'll start with McFred. I do. Mark, do you think if Ollie had trusted Twansebi and given him game time this season, we might not even be needing a centre-back this summer, says Sachin? Look, I think we need a centre-back this summer. You know, whether it's Koundé or Varane, I'm not going to change my mind on that. I really do think that we do need to do that. And I think that Ollie knows that we need to do that as well. So look, that's about transfers. And I know transfers are a big thing for everybody at the moment. But for me, I cannot underestimate the enormity of this game. I'm so excited about it. I hope you all are really excited as well, because, you know, these games don't come around very often. Me being older than a lot of you, probably, and, you know, some people will be around my age as well. I will tell you this for free. This is a freebie from Mr. Goldbridge, right? This is a freebie. Enjoy the game on Wednesday night. They don't come around very often. In my lifetime, I will tell you the game, and I've got a buzz. I will tell you the games that have been the buzz games for me. 99 Champions League final, Barcelona. Obviously, we beat Bayern in Barcelona. 08 Moscow had a special feel to it. The Ajax game, which was a Europa League final 4 years ago, that had a real buzz about it as well. And there has been other games, look, you know, games that probably you didn't expect to have a buzz. I remember Man United, Arsenal, Villa Park, Giggs, that was just unbelievable. And, you know, there's been league games and there's been, you know, FA Cup games that have been like that. But have no doubt about it, there is no shame in being excited about this UEFA Cup final or Europa League final. There's no shame in it. It's a big game in our history. Cup Winners' Cup, 91, massive. Cup Winners' Cup doesn't even exist anymore. Rotterdam. It was that was a really exciting night. And the Cup Winners' Cup was worse than the UEFA Cup. So this is a really special night on Wednesday night. And if you don't know that because you haven't experienced enough of those nights before, there's no problem with that. But I'm telling you, this is a big game. It's a big night. And you will remember it if we win it. You will look back on Wednesday night in years to come and go, oh, that was an amazing feeling. That's what we're on the crest of here. You know, I'm not faking it. No one's trying to fake this. This is a big, big night in United's history. All right, it's not the Champions League. It's not 68. It's not 08. It's not 99. But it's still a night that, in our recent history, supersedes a lot of nights because we've not been doing this sort of thing. So it's a massive night for us. And the players have to grasp that as well. I don't want the players to go into this with any lethargy about, well, it's only the Europa League. This is a chance to win a cup. And I think that's so important as well. We've mentioned this time and time again over the last 2 or 3 years, that this team has the ability to beat anybody, but it also has the ability to lose anybody. And that's the inconsistency that infects the team. And I think there is that question mark over Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. It's almost like when he's walking around, he's got a big question mark above him. Me and many others want him to do well and feel he's doing well, but some other people feel that he ain't the right man. Nights like Wednesday where Solskjaer goes, up yours. Look at what I've got on my Wikipedia page. You know, I didn't just stick my foot out in 99 like some irresponsible people say. I've also won a major trophy as a Manchester United manager. And that is something very special. But we can't freeze. We can't freeze in this game. And I think that if we give up the ball, we freeze. And to get hold of the ball, you've got to get hold of the midfield. And therefore, Paul Pogba's got to start in the midfield. I don't think it's even a brave decision. I think it's a brave decision to go with McFred. But many people will be saying, look, he hasn't even got Maguire playing at the back if he's not fit. He's definitely going to put 2 CDMs in front. But then you become reactive. Then you become defensive. And I think United are the favourites. We finished second in the Premier League to one of the best teams in the world at the moment in Man City. We finished second in the league to Man City, who are going to be in the Champions League on Saturday night with Chelsea, who are fourth in our league. We are one of the best teams in Europe at the moment based on our league position, the league we play in. Villarreal finished 7th in La Liga, which is nowhere near the level it should be. We are the favourites. Let's go into this game respectful, but, you know, we're going to get the ball. We're going to play football. And I think we'll struggle to do that with McTominay and Fred. Aside from the trophy, a win gives a Potter 1 seeding for Champions League next season. Group of death this year is why we are here, says Cosmic Dave. Well, look, Cosmic Dave, I don't think that that's an unfair thing that you've said. I really, really don't. But I do think that Marcus Rashford, and I know he won it 4 years ago, but Marcus Rashford, even a Scott McTominay, a Luke Shaw, an Aaron Wan-Bissaka, a Bruno Fernandes, a Mason Greenwood, and many others. If this team wins a trophy next season, it becomes different. When you're a winner, it becomes different. So Alex Ferguson always said it was the hardest thing was winning that first league title. And when you win the first one, you go and win more and more and more. And I think if this United team, look, we're either going to hit the cycle or we're going to break through the cycle. And the cycle is every 3 years, a new manager comes in, then they do well, then they get to the Champions League, then they don't get backed, then they get sacked. And the players all just go round it like a bloody spin cycle in a washing machine. This is the chance to break the cycle. This summer, we know this summer is absolutely massive. Absolutely massive, Mark. It's absolutely massive. And I think that if we are to really break that cycle, we do need a good transfer window, because I think it's going to be very hard to get even second place next year, but we want to be in a title race. And if Solskjaer gets sacked next season because we drop back, which is what some people think might happen, then we're in that cycle again. But if this team wins on Wednesday, wins a trophy, and we do have a good transfer window, and then we have a good season next year, you've broken that cycle. And then, you know, the future's ours. So it's so important. Absolutely so important. Somebody just said, yeah, somebody's just laughing about us being one of the best teams in Europe. I mean, look, you can laugh away. I hope you choke on your laugh, you prat. Because at the end, not choke like die, but, you know, like choke, you know, you're laughing away and then you choke and you get a bit worried. I want that to happen to you, because the reality is that we are one of the best teams in Europe. Because Man City and Chelsea are going to be the 2 best teams in Europe. They're playing in the Champions League final. We came second in our league. So Manchester United, look, we've got a lot of growth in us. Of course we have. Of course we have. But you can't argue with the fact that we are one of the best teams in Europe at the moment, because if we win the Europa League and we come second in the Premier League, yeah, you can dive deep and say, oh, wow, yeah, but this, that, and the other. Well, but I would say, well, you know, it's simple, isn't it? We are... Ronit says you're not even in the top 5 in Europe, but who is Ronit then? Who is? Because Chelsea beat Atletico Madrid. Chelsea couldn't beat us. Man City have won the Premier League. We're second. You know, I don't think we will be next year, but United have got no my whole point of what I was trying to say there is not to get into a debate about Man United being one of the top 5 teams in Europe. I'm not in that debate. But what I'm saying is we are the favourites in this final. We need to behave like the favourites. We're getting clouded by a conversation I've got really no interest in. The reality is I want United to be one of the best teams in Europe. I want us to win the Premier League. I want us to be in the Champions League final, but we're in a Europa League final against Villarreal. And my point is we should not be going into this game giving up the ball to Villarreal and respecting them that much. I think Villarreal 7th in La Liga against the second team in Premier League. We're way better than them. La Liga is a crap league at the moment. It's nowhere near the strength it used to have. The Premier League is the strongest league in the world. We're the second best team in it by virtue of the 38-game season. And I think we need to go into it on the front foot. You think there's a chance of Phil Jones coming around under Ollie like Luke Shaw did, says Noel. No, absolutely not. And Advath says, exactly, how does it matter? We just have to focus on the final. 38-game season, when you come second, you come second. You're the second best team in England. 2 English sides are competing to be the best team in the world on Saturday night. You've got to put Man United in the conversation this season for being one of the best teams in Europe. You have to, because, we've had some bad results, but I think since Christmas, we've had some amazing results. Unbeaten away all season. We're a very hard team to beat. I don't think look, I'm not saying we're one of the most entertaining teams in Europe. God, no. But we're one of the hardest teams in Europe to beat, which is why we are where we are. We don't get beat very often. And we've got to use that on Wednesday night. We can't... My biggest fear on Wednesday is that we freeze because of the occasion. It's took us 5 semi-finals to get to a final. It can't take us 5 finals to win a final, because if that happens, we'll be waiting another 10 years. Grab the opportunity. Opportunity knocks. I always used to say this to people when you're going into an interview or you're doing your driving test. What's the best preparation you can have? And the way I always used to approach it was just a mind trick. I just used to say to myself, imagine you've failed your driving test or you've messed your exam up and you've got into a time machine and you're back here again with another opportunity. And I know that sounds a bit weird, but I always used to do it and it always used to work. I would go into a final or a test or something like that and I'd tell myself that I'd been given a second chance, that I'd messed it up and I'd been given another chance. And it just gave me that motivation to go, I ain't going to fucking mess this up. And that's how United need to go into this final. Don't daydream your way into it. Don't go, oh, I hope we do well. Imagine that it's Thursday morning, you've lost that final, you're gutted, but you've been given a second chance to go back in. Get that mentality into your head. Grasp this opportunity. Don't let yourself be sat there at full time feeling sorry for yourself. And that's what United need to do on Wednesday. Demon says, just as a hypothetical, as I know it won't happen, but do you think Matic and Van der Beek in the midfield with Pogba on the left work together, says Demon? I think we dominate the ball, Demon. I do think we would dominate the ball. And I think that, look, if Matic could play like he did last year, I would start Matic. And then if you wanted to put Van der Beek with him and Bruno and then put Pogba to the left and Greenwood to the right and drop Rashford, I think it would work quite well. But what I don't want to see is Pogba on the left, Rashford on the right and McFred, because you've got Pogba out of position, you've got Rashford out of position, and you've got 2 midfielders that are very suspect. So, what people don't talk enough about is that when you play McFred and you put Pogba in the attack, you also move Rashford to the right and drop Greenwood. Rashford off the right's no good, and Greenwood doesn't deserve to be dropped. So I want us to win this game. I think we can grab hold of that midfield and win this game with Pogba in it. Pogba in the midfield, Rashford off the left, Greenwood off the right, Cavani up the front. Let's go and win the bloody game. Let's be Manchester United. Let's go and grab it and do it. Get your questions in. Make sure you smash a like on the video as well. Pogba should play in the pivot. They have Pereiro in midfield who can't run, says McNally. Look, you don't need to watch the Liga or Villarreal to know what I'm about to tell you, but technically they're going to be very good on the ball. They're going to pass and move. They're going to dominate that ball. We've got to get that ball back for them. And I think Fred's going to be very important in this game. Fred's going to be very important because of his tenacity, but you've got to get hold of that game. And look, I don't want to... I'm not going to be overconfident. I ain't going to start putting tweets out saying Thursday morning we're going to be celebrating winning. I think we're going to win. I do think we're going to win, but I think we're going to have to work very hard. And what worries me, and look, just as a warning, let's be honest here, AC Milan. I thought AC Milan were way better than us at Old Trafford. And I thought in the second leg, We got one chance with Pogba, we scored and we went through. We weren't convincing against AC Milan. Roma, if you compartmentalise that game into 4 quarters, first half, second half, and then the second leg, first half, second half, we lost. We were the worst team for 3 quarters of that game. The second half at Old Trafford was where we put that game to bed with all the goals that we scored. So, and also, if it wasn't for De Gea, we wouldn't be in this final either. So, we know this team can disappear. We know the heads can drop. And that's why people like David De Gea, Paul Pogba, Bruno Fernandes, Edison Cavani are going to be really, really important in this final, because their leadership and their experience is essential. Absolutely essential. And you've got to get as many of those players on your pitch as you can. Which is why I think if there's even a hint of Harry Maguire being fit, Ollie will pick him, even though he shouldn't pick him. He will do it. Bruno, don't freeze. He's cooler than a night in the fridge, says Daniel Kirk. And we're winning. Come on, United, says Caden. But yeah, massively excited about it. And I detect a lot of people are as well. It's such a huge opportunity for us to build as a team. And what I love is that Solskjaer said it, Bruno said it, Maguire said it, I think today. This team isn't where it needs to be. But this is not a game to dismiss or not appreciate, because it's definitely a tick in the box. If you think about it, anybody who wants to take the piss out of the Europa League or anything like that, look, I'll be the first one to take the piss out of it. It's not a tournament I want to be in. But, you know, we won it 4 years ago and we didn't take the next step. This is an opportunity to win it and take the next step in the transfer window and then into next season. And the thing is, if we don't win it, it could be really damaging. So it's not a game to ignore. It's not a game to not appreciate. And it's not a game to be lethargic or apathetic to. It's a game to be excited about and, you know, hope that the players are going to perform. Because you win it, we end the season, we go, look, next season we want more than that. We're not even in the Europa League. We won't be defending it, hopefully. But let's have a good transfer window, like I say. If you lose it, the season ends and it's like, fuck, you know. Same United again. Second in the league is the first place loser. Second in the Europa League is the first place loser. The team's shown again that it can get to finals, it can get close, but it can't grab the opportunity. This on Wednesday night is the ultimate test. Can you grab the opportunity? Solskjaer's first chance to win a trophy. Can you grab the opportunity? Now, some would say that we were top of the league in January. I remember singing, "We are top of the league." Say, "We are top of the league." And everyone was saying, "Oh, shut up." I was like, no, I'm going to enjoy it, because I think it's an amazing thing for United to be top of the league after Christmas. And it might not happen again for years. So I did enjoy it at the time. But let's be honest, Man City were going to win this title anyway. But did we grab the opportunity? We are top of the league and we lose to Sheffield United. So look, the warning signs are there with this team. They can do good things, but can they do great things? And that's what Wednesday's about. It's about being part of a United team that gets remembered. And as I said, forget 99, forget 08 for a minute. You can't compare. But the 91 United side that won the Cup Winners' Cup is held in very high affectionate esteem by United fans from around that time. 4 years ago, when we beat Ajax, that team is remembered and held in high esteem. Not as high as winning a Champions League, but that's what these lads have got on Wednesday. Treat it like the event and occasion it is, and make sure you end up lifting that trophy, because there's pictures and dreams and moments that we can take away from that and build upon. But if we lose it, I think we're back where we always are. 2 steps, 1 step forward, 2 steps back. As for anybody saying if Ollie loses it, should he be sacked? You're having a bloody laugh. I'm waiting for him to announce the new contract, which will probably be at the end of the week. Next season, United will be stronger than they absolutely believe and trust that, says Thep. And Bailly was suspended for that final, says Matthew. I think he was also injured as well. I'm going 3-2 in the last minute of Cavani wonder strike. I mean, those sort of things get me excited. You know, to score or have a good performance in a game like this is huge, absolutely huge. Odds on a back 5, Mark. I don't think we'll see a back 5. I don't think we'll see a diamond. I think one thing I've been very positive about Solskjaer about is that he has continued to pick the same team formation for most of this season, and I think that stability is really important. And I think that we will see a 4-2-3-1. And I think the key area here is whether Pogba starts in the midfield. I think he has to, because Villarreal, they're not going to surprise us. You know, if we start McTominay and Fred and the first half an hour we can't touch the ball, you know, Stevie Wonder could have seen that happening. it was always going to happen. Get Pogba in that midfield. As for the centre-back situation, I think if Maguire isn't fit, and a lot of people think he isn't going to be, but I wouldn't be surprised, then I would go with Tuanzebe, because otherwise, why have we bothered playing Tuanzebe as the left-sided centre-back the last 2 games? So I would go with Tuanzebe. And I think that this has been criminally, in a footballing sense, criminally underrated as a debate point. I mean, as I said at the start, the conversation about De Gea and Henderson is ridiculous. If Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is genuinely struggling with which goalkeeper to pick, then he's weak. Because there is only one choice, and that's David De Gea. But the centre-back argument is what the media should be talking about. And what an exciting thing to talk about. If Maguire's ruled out, I was a journalist of a major football outlet, I would be talking about this fantasy story of Axel Tuanzebe, the young English centre-back at Manchester United, being given the opportunity to play at centre-back for Manchester United in a Europa League final. What a story that would be for a player that missed a year, that's come through the United youth setup. A young English talented centre-back could be playing in a Europa League final. Or will he go with Eric Bailly, who's not been in form, who's just signed a new contract? What a story that is. And no outlet is talking about it. It's a crying shame. It's a crying shame that a product of our youth system is on the verge of, and should be picked, if Maguire's not fit, should be being picked. And there's nothing being written about it because people want to go with this stupid Henderson De Gea thing, which isn't even a topic. I think it's really sad. But we will talk about it like we have done. And I think if Maguire isn't fit, then Tuanzebe gets the nod for me. But this should be the big debate point. You go into finals. I remember some other finals United have played and you're like, oh, is he going to go with this team, that team? I mean, 99, it was a bit different because we couldn't play Keane and we couldn't play Scholes. They were both suspended. But 08, there was a few debate points in there. So look, let's see how it goes. I'm not on career mode today. I'm on Twitch, Goldbridge TV. I'm doing a foot draft because my career mode's in the summer and I haven't had time to go through the summer. It will take me about an hour to do the transfers and stuff, so I'll be back tomorrow. But I am going to be playing on Twitch, Goldbridge TV. So bit of foot draft, which is very interactive if you've never watched it before. So tune in for that. Goldbridge TV on Twitch, or just check me out on @MarkGoldbridge. I'll be dropping a tweet in about an hour for that. But foot draft's a good laugh anyway, so make sure you just follow me on Twitter @MarkGoldbridge. 3:45 I'll be live by, maybe in a little bit before, about an hour's time. But look, I could talk to you about this all day, and I'm going to bore the shit out of you really, and I don't want to do that. I want to keep you excited. I am absolutely no fake, no over-egging the pudding, pumped for this game on Wednesday night. I can't wait. I'm so excited about it. And I don't feel shamed by doing that. I don't feel like, bantered by doing that. This isn't where I want my club to be. I want us to fight for Premier Leagues. I want us to fight for Champions Leagues. But in the context of the season we've had, and let's not forget, it was an appalling transfer window, what Solskjaer was delivered last summer. To be second in the league and to be in the Europa League final, if we can win that final, this season becomes a decent season. If we don't win it, then, you're left disappointed. But the most important thing is, and Solskjaer needs to grasp this, and I hope he does, we are Manchester United. They are Villarreal. We finished second in our league. They finished seventh. Our league is much stronger than theirs. We should not be going into this game on the back foot. Apprehensive, conservative. Emery's a conservative manager. Get hold of that midfield. Cause them the problems. You know what? If I'm Emery, I don't want to be playing against Rashford and Greenwood. I don't. Don't give him a way out by putting McTominay and Fred in the team and benching one of those two players. I want Mason and Rashford, Cavani up front, Bruno behind, Pogba, Fred. Get hold of that midfield. That's what we need to do. Anyway, look, we're live again at 8 o'clock and I will be on Twitch in an hour. So watch out at Mark Goldbridge on Twitter. But live again at 8 o'clock. Really excited about this game. Make sure you smash a like on the video and subscribe. And I will speak to you all in a bit. But this is huge. This is absolutely huge. We will be in Gdansk as well. Is Flex going to vlog while he's there? Yes, we will be in Gdansk as well. So at least there will be some fans there as well. So really excited. Massive night on Wednesday. The last final we won against Ajax, I think we did the watch along and I was alive drinking. We had a party. So let's hope we're having a party after the watch along on Wednesday night because I can't wait. Thanks for watching. Speak to you all in a bit.